People don't buy what they need. Don't believe the hype. In fact, it's the biggest lie that has ever been told in marketing, sales, and economics. People don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. And if you're going to give me the next couple of minutes, I'm going to make a very strong case in that regard. And what I'm about to teach you will significantly change how you sell anything. Whether you're selling yourself for a job, you're selling yourself to investors as a potential investment opportunity, you are selling products or services to customers, you are selling your business as a lovely place to work for potential employees, you are selling yourself to potential suppliers or distributors. As long as you are a business owner and you're an entrepreneur, you need to listen to what I'm about to say. Because without sales, there is no business. Without sales, there is no entrepreneur. So I make that case again. People don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. And this is what I mean. Now, if you think of many products, you would think the reason why people buy them is because they need them, right? But let's look at some important products like insurance. You know, people need insurance, health insurance, car insurance, and insurance makes sense. You pay a small amount of money. When you suffer a loss, you get reimbursed, right? But many people don't buy insurance. Insurance is such a strong need, yet many people don't buy insurance. In fact, it is so bad that insurance has to be compulsory. It is now by law. Things like vehicle insurance, it is now compulsory by law. The government actually has to force people to buy insurance, even though it is so glaring as a need. So why is it that people need insurance but they don't buy insurance? People don't want insurance. They don't want to think about the process of buying insurance. Insurance is boring, so people don't buy it, even though they need it. Let's try another one. Wills. A will is something you leave behind so that when you die, there's no commotion in your family. It makes a lot of sense, especially as we know that everybody is going to die one day. So it makes sense to have a will, get a lawyer, have a will. But guess what? Many people don't have a will, including very educated people, including myself. Why? I don't think I want to. I need a will, but I can't really get myself to get it done. And I speak for many people. It's not about education. It's not about exposure. We all know we need wills, but many people don't want to buy the services to get their wills done. So these are two examples of things that ordinarily is so glaring. People need them, but people are not buying them. Why? People don't want them. So what do people want? There are many things people buy that they don't need, but they still buy because they want it. One example is the iPhone. I'm recording this on an iPhone. I grudgingly bought an iPhone because it got to a point where they started looking at you as some form of savage or outcast because you don't have an iPhone, right? But the truth is, yes, I need a phone. Most people in this modern society need a phone, but you don't need to buy an iPhone. There are many affordable smartphones on the market that have excellent quality and do a good job. But what do people want? People actually give an arm and a leg to buy an iPhone. That's an example of a product that people don't really need, but they rush. People, before the launch of any Apple product, people sleep outside their stores for 1 to 2 days for something they don't really need. They can buy any smartphone. What do you need in a smartphone? You have access to the internet, you can make calls, you can send text messages. There are many affordable phones that can do that. Still, people want to buy the iPhone. What about human hair extensions? I've lost the battle in my own house with my wife. You know, the human hair extension, I think I prefer your natural hair. But I challenge you to engage any woman you know that hair extensions are not necessary. It's because women want hair extensions. Whether it is human hair, artificial hair, that is what they want. No matter how much you preach that they don't need it, people buy what they want, not what they need. And if you still think this is a faulty argument, let me use something else that you likely used today. You know, you likely used toothpaste this morning, right? Everybody needs toothpaste. You need toothpaste. If not, you're going to have poor oral hygiene, you're going to have a bad breath, and you're going to damage essentially your personality. Nobody wants to come around you. So people need toothpaste. Toothpaste is a need. But when you go to the market or the supermarket to buy toothpaste, do you really buy any toothpaste? After all, if you need toothpaste and it has NAFDAC or government approval, which means it is safe for human use, any toothpaste should be good for you. But guess what? Most people don't just buy any toothpaste. Most people don't just buy any soap. People have their soap. They have their toothpaste. They have particular brands that they are loyal to and they consistently use. Why they like them? It can be many reasons. They like the color, they like the feel, they like the taste. There are many things. Maybe it's organic, maybe, you know. So bottom line is, if you sell things because you think people need them, you have been making a major and grave mistake. Because you can be selling the exact same thing with somebody else, and you're wondering, why is it that this thing I'm selling, people need it, but people are not buying from me, but they are buying from my neighbor? Why is my neighbor making more sales and doing better than I am, even though we are selling the same item and everybody needs this item? I'm going to teach you how you're going to crack that problem today. Today is your lucky day, right? So now I've established it. If you are starting any business or you are selling any product or service on the basis of the confidence that people will buy from you, that you will sell, that your business will succeed because you sell something that people need, that is the wrong way to look at it. People may need it, but if they don't want it, they will not buy it. And why is that? The process of buying is a wanting process. Buying is a wanting process. You cannot buy something without wanting it in your mind first. Even if you go to buy vegetables, something as bland and as ordinary as vegetables, there are very simple things we look at. We look for the vegetables that have body, essentially, the ones that look healthy, the ones that look fresh. We look at the person selling them, and then you may not even actively remember that you're doing these things, but within a space of 5 to 10 seconds, you've already assessed several vegetable sellers and you've zoomed in on the person you're going to buy. Why do you think you're going to that person and not the other ones? After all, if you need vegetables, just buy the closest one to you. But most people don't just buy the closest one. They actually go through that process of buying. And another name for buying is wanting. Because for you to spend your money on something, you have to justify to yourself why this is the best option. You're going to touch it, you're going to look at it, you look at the product, you look at the person selling it, you look at the environment, and then you buy. Buying is a process of wanting. And you prove that you want something by voting for that thing with your money. So buying is wanting. Buying is not needing. I can need something and still not vote for it with my money, which is what happens with insurance, which is what happens with wills, which is what happens to all those other toothpaste products that you see on the shelf, but you willingly ignore them. You are not voting for them because you don't want them. You see what's going on here now? So let's go down to the main matter you want to hear. How do you make people want what you sell? How do you move from, oh, this thing I'm selling, I sell sand, I sell tires, I sell spare parts, I sell food. People are always eating, they'll buy from me. You are joking. People will not buy from you if they don't want what you sell. So how do you make people want what you sell? There are 4 keys to unlocking yourself as something that people want or a product that people want. The first thing is what you sell. The second is how you sell it. The third is where you sell it. The fourth is who is selling it. And I'm going to go through all these things and I will use an example that you can relate to. The first thing is what you sell. It's not just enough that what you sell is what people need. Whether you sell water or you sell toothpaste or you sell sand or you sell building materials, it's not enough. If you're not appealing and attractive, if you don't find a way to stand out, and for this, I'm leaving you to be creative because all of us have our ways of standing out, right? If you don't find a reason to stand out, it could be your price, it could be your quality, it could be your service, it could be your after sales, it could be your risk reversal, meaning you are the only person that people will buy from, and if they don't like it, they can return it and you refund them. Other people don't do it. And that is what makes you different. You have to find a way to make what you sell look appealing and attractive. It can range from even some of the examples I've given, looking after what you sell, making it more presentable, presenting it in a format that will be appealing and attractive. So what you sell is important. But if you only focus on what you sell, you may still not make people want you. So you need to listen to the other keys, the remaining 3 keys. The second is how you sell. People respond to 3 things when you're selling something. They respond to the logic. What can this product do for me? In terms of something I can measure. Is it bigger? Is it faster? Is it better quality? Is it more reliable? If you watch one of my earlier videos where I talked about logical versus emotional value, and I used what Coca-Cola is doing and Rolex As an example, if you haven't seen that video, go on my page and look for it. You're going to learn a lot from it. People respond to logic, but logic is not enough, because if you only use logic to sell, people will keep comparing you. People respond very well to emotions. And why big brands like Coca-Cola, Rolex, and Rolls-Royce get away with their high prices is that they elevate the emotional value of what they sell. And the power of emotional value is that you cannot measure it. Once I feel something for you, it's difficult to compare it, because I cannot measure it like size, I can't measure it like speed, I can't measure it to all those other logical metrics I could have easily used. And then the third thing is urgency, right? If people have the opportunity to procrastinate, they will procrastinate. If you give your potential customers the chance to delay buying from you, they will take that opportunity. So that is why in one of my previous videos, I talked about the power of scarcity. You have to find a way to make time scarce. And one way to do that is to give deadlines. It's not a good thing when a product is eternally available. I can buy it when I want it. If I can buy it when I want it, I can buy it tomorrow, I can buy it next week, I can buy it next month, I can buy it next year, or I may never buy it. The second thing you can make scarce is the opportunity. You can limit the number of people you can actually work with, or people who can actually buy the thing that you sell. That's why limited offers and limited deals work very well. Banks use it, consumer product companies use it. You will always see, whenever they run any sales, you always hear while offer lasts. I'm sure you heard it before, while offer lasts. What they're trying to do is that they're introducing scarcity, because they know that the human nature is to procrastinate and delay. But since there is a deadline, since there are limited opportunities that you can get, people have to then take action to get in. So you have to pay attention to how you sell. If what you sell is always available, Nigerians, like I say, will call it see finish. And when something is too available, people don't want it. It becomes ordinary. And the last thing you want to be is ordinary, which is what most people who sell based on needs, that's the assumption they're making. That because people need, they are going to buy. It's not true. You have to make people want what you are selling. If you're in the business of fashion, your job is not to sell your clothes. Your job is to make people jealous. Your job is to make people envious. That's what will make people want you. But if you're just selling, people need clothes, they are going to wear clothes, you're joking. Your competitors that understand what I'm teaching will be far ahead of you if you don't change how you sell. The third thing is where you sell. And this is the point where a lot of people make mistakes, particularly if you sell a physical product or you provide a physical service. Or more importantly, pay attention, if your customers need to come to you to serve them. So this will be anything from a barber shop to a mechanic shop to a dry cleaning service. If your customers have to come to you, where you sell is very important. Location, very important, particularly for retail businesses. Why is location such a big factor? Because it is tied to convenience. If it is very difficult to come to you, I will delay and look for somebody else. Your location has to be accessible. If it is difficult to come to your place of business, I will find somewhere. People don't like stress. So they will go to a place that is more convenient, even if it is more expensive. There are people who would rather pay for that than inconvenience themselves, particularly in this era where you're dealing with insecurity, you're dealing with traffic, you're even dealing with the hot sun in this part of the world. Why would I do that when there's somebody, for example, that makes it easier for me to do business with them? I also want you to do something. I want to give you a small assignment. The next time you go to a shopping mall, like a ShopRite, now this is the principle of where you sell. You're going to notice something. Inside ShopRite, you cannot see any windows there. There are no windows in ShopRite. You're also going to notice that there is no clock. You will never find any clock anywhere in ShopRite. Even the clocks that they sell will not have the correct time or will not have batteries in them. Why? They want to disconnect you from time. And the third thing I want you to notice is how well lit. There's a lot of lighting inside the shopping mall. So you might go into a shopping mall and you will not notice that 3 or 4 hours have passed, because your mind thinks it is still daytime. It is when you have finished from that place that you come out and you're like, oh, it's already night, it's already evening. That is the power of where you sell. The environment, the ambience of where you sell is very, very important. If people feel comfortable in the place where you sell, they are going to spend a lot of time, and the more time a customer spends with you, the more likely it is that they're going to buy from you. Why do you think banking halls are the way they are? Why do you think banks spend a lot of money to buy diesel? To make sure that the ACs are always on. Why do you think the banking hall is the way it looks? There's always AC. The moment you're coming from the blazing hot sun and you go into a banking hall, you just want to sit down and relax. and you don't want to leave because you don't want to go back into that burning hot sun. So they are like that for a reason. The ACs are there. They condition the environment such that you want to stay there. In some shopping malls, in some supermarkets, there's music. There's music. There are a lot of things for you to do such that they are going to take your time, because they are going to take your time because the more time you spend within that environment, the more you're going to spend buying stuff from them. So these things are designed that way for a reason. These things are designed that way for a reason. The more time you spend within the environment where business is done, the more likely it is that you're going to buy stuff, right? So that's it for where you sell. If your customers come to you, or you sell a physical product, or if your customers are ever going to come to the environment where you sell is very, very important. We are looking at like I said, the ambience, the look and feel of the place. Does it look good? Does it smell good? So those are the things that are going to affect where you sell. The fourth key for making people want you, for making you rise beyond the level of need, is who is selling. And this is an area where many business owners make a huge mistake, because the person who is selling has a huge influence over the buying decision of the customer. So if I come into your place of business, how I'm attended to, how you speak to me, how you look, how you smell, how you smile, how you make me feel, your personality, all these things are factors. There are many businesses that are being undermined and sabotaged by the receptionists. There are many businesses that are being sabotaged by their salespeople. There are many businesses, pay attention to this, there are many businesses that are being sabotaged by the security person at the gate. Why? That is the first person the potential customer meets on their way to the business. And like they say, you don't get two chances to make a good first impression. If the first impression a person gets about your business is not nice, if it is not human, if it is not personable, you are almost going to lose that sale. In another video, I'm going to talk about why you are gradually seeing the trend of successful business owners coming in front of their brands. Before now, the trend was corporate brands were in front, and the people who worked for the brand and the people who owned the company, they hid themselves behind the brand. I made this mistake myself for almost 10 years. So many businesses put the corporate brand in front, and then everybody hides behind the corporate brand. What is happening now is that you're not having a face of the brand. The owner of the business is coming in front of the brand. Look at Tony Elumelu of Hez Holdings and UBA. Elumelu has moved in front of his brand. It's now a personal brand. Look at Aliko Dangote in front of his brand. Look at Richard Branson, the owner of the Virgin Group of companies. He's in front of the brand. He's not hiding behind the brand. And the power of a personal brand is that human beings connect to other human beings. People want to see the person who is selling to them. People want to feel the energy. They want to see the body language. They want to make the eye contact with the person who is selling to them. I can bet you that any business that has a personal brand will always do better than a corporate brand. There are very few exceptions. Even with Apple, one of the reasons why Apple became an iconic company is because Steve Jobs had a very strong personal brand, and he stood in front of the Apple brand, right? Look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk, one of the major reasons he acquired Twitter was to boost his personal brand, and he has achieved it. Elon Musk is standing in front of all his brands. Elon Musk is more popular and more well-known than all the companies he owns. SpaceX, Tesla, The Boring Company, and all of them. So the person who sells has a significant influence in improving the chances of selling. In fact, there's a way you can play it. All the four factors I talked about: what you sell, how you sell, where you sell. If you are so good in terms of the personal connection, it's likely that customers may overlook deficiencies in what you sell, how you sell, and where you sell. I'm sure you've seen people who have remained loyal to one barber who cuts their hair. They've remained loyal to one account officer. Any bank that guy goes to or that lady goes to, they follow the person. Have you ever wondered, in my own days when I started my career, there's this bank that is quite well known for hiring beautiful ladies. Why do you think the bank is doing that? Yeah, so they tell you they have a recruitment process, you write test, job, but in the interview, you look at the kind of people they hire. They are looking for beautiful people. They are looking for handsome guys, beautiful ladies. Why do you think that bank is doing that? People buy from people. People buy from people. So this is something you need to pay close attention to. You have to find a way. I struggled for a long time to do it because I'm a very private person. The last thing I ever wanted to do was to put myself on camera. What you're seeing right now took almost 12 years to happen. There's nothing I did not do to avoid camera. I did audio. I'm very good with writing. I wrote for almost 10 years, right? But then you cannot buck the trend. You cannot beat the trend. What the market says is that people who put their brand, their face in front of their brand are typically more likely to succeed than people who are hiding behind a corporate logo or a corporate brand. And you can see these examples I've given you, the heavyweights in the industry. Even look at Dr. Cosmas Madoka, the owner of Koschari's Group. Koschari's is a well-known brand, and it had been that way for a long time. But now the gentleman is coming in front of his brand. He's building his personal brand. So there is no way you can become wanted. And another thing I want to say before I forget this is that your personal brand is a competitive advantage. People can copy your price. They can copy your quality. They can copy the characteristics of your product. They can even clone your product. But guess what? You are unique in every way. Your personality is unique. Your energy is unique. The way you connect is unique. The way you smile is unique. The way you talk is unique. People can clone your products, but nobody can clone your personal brand. Nobody can clone you as the face of the brand. So I want to put all this together and give you a vivid example with a light product. It's my business mentorship group, the BMG, which is for now my flagship product, right? For a long time, I'd served entrepreneurs in a wide range of capacities. In fact, if you're watching this for the first time, I think an introduction is in line. My name is John Paul Iwuoha. I'm a business strategy specialist. What it means is that I solve tough business problems. I make it easier and faster for entrepreneurs to build a business. I cover everything from startup strategy, how to raise money to start or grow a business, how to make your first sale, how to make more sales, how to acquire more customers, and particularly how to retain your customers. I work with people who are trying to improve the operational efficiencies of their business. You are making sales, but inside your business is struggling. You are dealing with things like talent. How do you attract capable people and retain them in your business? You are dealing with profit issues. Many businesses are running, they are making sales. But after paying everybody, there's nothing to go home with. The business is not making profits. So these are things that have helped entrepreneurs across the African continent and people in the diaspora to deal with, because it's an area that I'm uniquely designed to help. So the BMG is for entrepreneurs who are trying to start, run, or grow their business. And essentially, what I do for them is varied. I work with them over the long term, even though it is a monthly subscription in the BMG. I work with them over the long term to achieve their business goals. So if you've listened to this video, you like the quality of what you're hearing, this is exactly what I'm about. If I'm giving you this for free, imagine what I can do when you lock me with yourself and other people in a group and I sit with you for a couple of months. You can imagine what I can do for your business. Whether it's raising money, cracking sales, maximizing profits, optimizing your operations, whatever business problem it is, I love to eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so I'm looking for an exclusive. I don't have, I wish I could help more people, but unfortunately I'm one person. And I have to be personally involved in the BMG. So that's why the BMG has to have a fixed and limited capacity, and I'm looking for a limited number of people. So quickly, let me run through how it moved from a need to a want. What I've just described to you, these are things that business people need. There are many businesses that are struggling under, I need to make more sales. I'm struggling with my profits. I need to raise capital to start and grow my business. These are needs that businesses have. If you go on social media, there are all sorts of business gurus that are ready to teach you this stuff and are charging different prices. So business owners need this stuff, but many business owners are not getting the help they need. Why? They need it, but they don't want it. So you have to make people want it. So if I start from what I sell is a mentoring group, a mentorship group. Why am I not selling a course where you go and learn by yourself? Why am I not selling a book? Right? Why am I not selling like a training program? You come pay me a lot of money, I train you once and you go. No, what I'm selling is mentorship. It's not a one-time solution, because I know that solving business problems is not one time. It's an ongoing thing. It's something you deal with on a daily basis. Building a business is a full contact sport. So I know the best way to deal with that, with the problems that they have, is coaching and mentoring. That is why I have a BMG, the Business Mentorship Group. So that is it about what you sell. How I sell it is very simple. It's a mentorship group, and I'm going to be involved in the group, right? And I cannot serve everybody. So just like when you're enrolling into school, you cannot get admission anytime you want. There's an enrollment period. That's when you get admission. So if you miss the opportunity of August 2024 to get into the business mentorship group, you will only be able to join if there are vacant seats inside of the BMG. So it's a fixed and limited capacity. And there's a deadline. By August 31st of 2024, the BMG is going to launch, and we'll go in there with our first set of businesses. And then support will be ongoing. There will only be space if people leave the BMG. So for that reason, I've told you what the BMG is. I've told you the benefits of the BMG. And I've told you it's not going to be available all the time. You have a limited time to join it. That is how I am selling it. And when something is not always available, guess what happens? It moves from being a need, and then those people who really want it will get it. Why? Because buying is a what? Wanting decision. Buying is actually wanting. So that's it for how I sell it. Where I sell it, for a long time, I made the mistake of forcing people to come to my website. I was always telling people, Activator HQ, forcing people to come to my website to buy. But that's not where people are online. In the digital world, people are not on my website. People are on social media. So I had to make the strategic pivot to go social media first, because that's where people are. Normally in the past, the BMG will be on a standalone website with a new tool. I'll get like a developer to build me something that is customized, right? This time around, it's very simple. I'm using WhatsApp. Why? Everybody knows WhatsApp. Everybody uses WhatsApp. Everybody is comfortable with WhatsApp. So you go where people are. You use what people want. So I sell to you. Essentially, you find me on social media. I invite you to join my BMG. And then the BMG is on WhatsApp. All these things are relatable. You know what they are, and people have used them before. So that's it for where I sell. And then for who is selling, I just told you in this video how it was an uncomfortable decision for me to get on video. I thought I didn't have a video face. Why should I get on video? That's only vain people who have an ego that get on video. Why would you want to get on video when I can use audio? But the truth is, the best way to connect to humans is human to human. And the only substitute for physical interaction is video. The closest thing to seeing you personally is video. You can feel my energy. You can see my facial expressions. You can see my discomfort. You can see almost everything. So video is powerful. And that's why I think it is the future, particularly for people who want to build a personal brand plus their corporate brand, right? So this clearly is what it is. I practice what I preach. So essentially, the strategy I've given you in this video is what I use in my own business. And I've shown you how it works for many other kinds of businesses. So don't forget, people don't buy what they need. It is a lie. It is hype. It's one of the biggest lies in marketing, sales, and economics. People don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. Why? Because buying is a wanting decision. For you to buy something, in your mind, you have to make a decision, whether in 5 seconds or 5 days or 5 months. No matter how long it takes you or how short it takes you to consider, buying is a wanting decision, and you will only buy something that you want. And I hope I've made a very strong case in this video. So my dear judges, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that selling what people want is superior to selling what you think people need. So I rest my case. If you're interested in the BMG, the link should be on the screen right now, or above or below this video. I'm hoping you get in with this set, and I can't wait to blow your mind with all the other things I can do to help you start, run your business properly, grow your business, and take it to the next level. It's not for everybody. I wish I could do it for most people, but I'll get what I get. I only want the best possible candidates for the BMG. So see you inside the BMG. If you're already in the waiting room of the BMG, you know what to do. Just let me know. Waiting room there. Let's bye-bye. Cheers.